tuned into Black Hollywood Live, the world's first digital broadcast network devoted entirely to urban entertainment and pop culture. Tune in right now.
What's up, everybody? We at the Trend today. How y'all ladies doing?
Good. Hi.
Hi. For all of our audience out there that can see, we have my co-host Derrial Christon is surrounded by a bevy of beauties on Zoom today.
I'm a lucky dude today.
You're a lucky dude. I'm Courtney Stewart, and we got the leading cast of a wonderful new show over at UrbanFlix. It's called Casting the Net. And I guess we'll have each one of you introduce yourselves to the camera so we're not talking over each other. Tell us who you are and who you are on Casting the Net. Start with Linara.
Hey, I'm Linara Washington and I play Cassie Robbins.
Hey.
I am Apryl Jones and I play Charisse Bloom.
And I'm Siena Goines and I play Holly Washington.
Okay, just looking at it, we all want to see the show now and see what y'all are really doing, because everybody had their own little swag on their intro. So, Linara, can you tell us a little bit about the show and what people can expect if they tune in on UrbanFlix?
Wow, yeah. Well, Casting the Net is about these three beautiful women who are friends and actresses who are just kind of tired of the Hollywood BS rigmarole. They're looking for a way to get their social media numbers up, get a little bit more notice from people out there. So one night over some drinks, they concoct this idea to come up with a fake movie to promote in the hopes of boosting their social media numbers. Siena and April's characters come up with it, and then I kind of steal it and tell it to somebody, kind of get it going. And just with the hopes of helping them out, not really intending to make the movie. And Hollywood catches on and it's like wildfire, and they find themselves in a position to have to make the movie so they don't, get blacklisted or look like fools. And hilarity ensues.
Hilarity ensues. All right. So like I said, y'all all had your own little swag on your title and on your character names. I can kind of get a vibe of what Linara's character is by the explanation. Tell us, Apryl, tell us a little bit about your girl.
Well, so Charisse is the one. So Cassie is more like mommy of the group, right? And Charisse is more like the wild one. I would say like the wild child, I suppose. She's the one that comes up with the idea to create this, movie. Like, let's just do it. Forget Hollywood. Let's do it. Who cares, right?
I like it.
If we want our dreams to happen, we have to kind of take the risk. She's also the one on the side that strips to make money, and an actress as well. But yeah, she's the wild one of the group. She's fun. I, get on the pole every now and again throughout the show. You guys are going to be able to see me actually bear it all. The top are going to be out. But yeah, she's the fun one of the bunch, I feel. Not that we're not all fun, but she's the crazy one.
In the brains.
She's the savvy one, right? You're the business savvy.
She's a little got the brains.
Yeah.
The boobs in the brains.
Yeah.
In the brains, and she just kind of is willing to do whatever she needs to do to make her dreams happen.
The hustler.
Yeah.
Hustle.
Yeah.
Like
Smart
that.
hustler.
She's the J-Lo of the group.
Oh.
Yes.
That is true.
Now, Siena, what about yourself?
So Holly, I like to say, is a sexy dork, and her heart is a garden of love. She's looking for love. She's looking to get married. She's looking to, just do the thing as an actress. A hard man is tough to find, but, there are some really good looking men. So Holly is very willing to test the pot until she finds the one. And I would say Holly's a risk taker, go-getter, tenacious, and just super fun-loving.
And then how did this all come to be? Because I know with UrbanFlix right now, even that they are really changing the game as far as with people of color content that is being put on the network. And there's a lot of great new shows. There's finally we have a time where in a place where people of color have artistic control of things and can come with projects and showcase different forms of your non-typical type of things. But how did this kind of whole thing come together? Did you guys all audition for? Was there any kind of individual writing or creations for the show that you guys had input in as well?
I was gonna say, Linara, you want to start that?
Yeah, I'll field this one.
So anybody can jump in.
So actually, Andrew Jones, the writer creator of Casting the Net, is my husband, and it started off as a movie that he sort of collected stories from my experiences as an actor, experiences that he heard from other friends, mostly friends of color, about their auditioning and what happens when you're constantly cast as, you know, the stripper girl in shows. And so he would hear these stories and he came up with this idea. And a lot of the characters are modeled after actual people that we know. He then shared it with our casting director friend, Phaedra Harris, who thought that it would make it an amazing series. So they sat down together and kind of concocted this amazing series. And here we are. I did have to audition for my role, even though, you know, you sometimes hope nepotism will work in your direction.
What's up with that? No, but
What's that about?
What's that all about?
It's okay. You know what? I am more than happy to earn my part because I know what I'm worth. I know that I'm good at what I do. And I was more than happy to get up there. And it was fun. I enjoy the process of bringing it all together and getting to see, you know, I got to see Apryl and Siena's amazing auditions. And I mean, that's what it's all about, finding the perfect group of people and bringing them together.
Yeah, so we did have to audition as well, just like a normal audition. When we went in, they were actually, Linara and Siena were actually kind of sitting together, and I kind of joined in, and it was really cool to, oh yeah, bless you. God. It was really cool to be able to kind of, like, when we first met, it was just the natural organic chemistry that we had naturally prior to even auditioning. It was like, hey ladies, hi, and we just kind of engaged in natural conversation, which was pretty awesome. And then when we had to read together, we were like, oh, okay.
I know these girls.
It felt so natural. So it was really awesome to have that off screen, but also being able to bring that to life still through on screen, you know?
I can tell the chemistry. I mean, even watching the trailer, I was like, this group gets along. You guys are hanging out after the show.
Yeah.
We get down.
Yeah, for sure.
It was funny because my callback, we had two, I don't remember, but I didn't know it was a comedy. And they sent me they sent me more scenes. I said, oh my God, this is comedy. And I had never done a comedy. And comedy really intimidated me, but the way that it was written, it just, even when I saw the dance of comedy on the page, I was able to just, I feel like Holly was my role because it was easy. I mean, I got it. And then I went back for the final callback and there were a few Hollies there. And they were switching us out. You know, Siena, you come back, you know, okay, Siena, you go in, then next one. And it was interesting, but hey, I was the Holly.
I was like, you had the right Holly mix.
I did. It just was a chemistry, and we were ad-libbing from the get-go. And, you know, to answer your question, were we able to, Andrew was very generous and he allowed us to like throw some things in, just of our own personality. And some of that stuff did make it in. So it's really cool. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, cool. I'm curious. So obviously this is a comedy, so you can kind of laugh at the trials and tribulations of an actor, especially an actor of color in Hollywood. But in your actual experience as actresses, going out on these auditions and, you know, some often negative reactions and things that you get from it, what has kept each of you going and wanting to continue going in the industry to even get to this point now where you're like, we're in a space where we're creating our own stuff and really able to tell our stories the way that we would want them to be told? What kept you going?
I feel like for me, just the passion in it. You know, when you really love what you do, nothing can actually hinder you from that end goal, you know? So for me, just being a creative and being in the art and loving acting, it's, for me, the passion and the dream. It's like, that to me is what keeps me going, I feel.
Yeah. I mean, I have to second what Apryl says. Honestly, I went to school to be I was a pre-med biology and English major with the intent of being an oncologist.
Oh.
And despite all of that energy and effort put towards that, nothing kept me from always pursuing the arts, pursuing acting. I took the money my dad gave me for MCATs and I bought headshots without telling him. So I really do think when you have it in you, it's like an auto drive. It's like a dog to a bone. It's, you know, you have to do it. It's like it's life and it's breath. It's what fills me.
Yeah. So I think when you find the thing that the whole world just stops and you're just present, you're just like, that's what acting is.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you don't even remember what you did. You're just ready for the next take.
Yeah.
It's pretty magical. And I hope that everybody finds whatever that thing is for them. It's reading a book or painting or doing a puzzle, just whatever, like, I don't know, just you find that sweet spot.
We need it now, especially.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
As actresses, I feel like we're at a very interesting moment as actors and actresses, or actors, period. We're at a moment where, you know, we were just suffering from 2 years ago, Oscars so white. And that was the slogans that were out there. Now we're at a place where the Academy has put a substantial amount of people of color in the voting process. But there's a lot of new projects that are out there, a lot of creative things that are out there, your show in particular, for African Americans and people of color. But what about things like they had just announced that they're gonna redo Wonder Years? How do you feel about them taking shows and redoing those old shows and not necessarily putting that time back into creating more new, innovative things versus going back to a formula that was already done and just putting black faces on it?
Yeah. You know, unfortunately, I think well, Apryl, you just a baby. but I would say that there's so many there's so much amazing talent. And unfortunately, this business isn't looking for that. It's looking for how it's going to make money. And it's looking for the bottom line number. So Wonder Years worked. It worked well.
Mm-hmm.
And people are afraid to take risks. People are afraid to put a face or someone's name who isn't really known. You know, they want to make sure that they've got the followers. And that's what our show's about, you know, because here we are, this amazing, talented trio who can't get a break because, you know, Cash Me Cow, was that her name?
Cash Me Outside Girl.
Got, you know, 6 million viewers. And I'm like, what? So anyhow, so with that, you know, it's a system, and on a large scale, the system is failing us and anyone who is unique or not discovered yet.
Mm-hmm.
I'll shut up.
No, that was great. I
second that.
Yeah, I think I'd also say that there's this, you know, my husband and I turned on we've been watching a lot of TV because what else are you going to do when you're in quarantine at night, you know? And we turned on a film, Always Be My Maybe. And the main characters are Asian characters. And we were watching it. We had a good time. It was funny. And then we had this conversation about why did it take so long to have a movie with Asian characters? Because I wasn't obsessed with the fact that they were Asian. It made it interesting because they were Asian. It added some different flavor that maybe I learned some things about a culture or whatever, but it didn't, I could still relate to them. They were human beings having human experiences about love, about passion, about breakups. And I think sometimes people have this idea that maybe they're not gonna be able to relate to a Black cast. And so maybe if I package it with Wonder Years, because everybody could relate to Wonder Years, it's going to make it safer and more palatable. And I think we need to just be okay with people being who they are. And as Siena said, getting to enjoy the uniqueness of these different people, because at the end of the day, we all understand love. We all understand pain. We all understand hurt, and we all understand pandemic.
Yes, we do.
Lord, we do.
So,
A little bit too much.
you know, we shouldn't be afraid to step out of those boxes and you know, taste something different.
So
I'm actually,
go ahead. No, go ahead.
I'm actually curious just because obviously your husband was creator of the show that you guys are working on, and you're at Urban Flix Entertainment. Do you think that, I guess my question is sort of, do you think that there is more value in us, sort of like how with the movement right now, Black Lives Matter and everything, Blackout Coalition and things that we're doing, do you think there is more power at this moment in putting our energy towards things that and platforms that are for us, about us, started through us, instead of trying to continue to like chip at this Hollywood studio system that has been in existence for so long and will give us a sprinkle of, you know, a seat at the table, but never willing to allow us to like have the table. Yeah. Do you think there's more value at this point, just as a creator, producer, as well as an artist on the other side of the camera? What do you guys think of that?
Well, I mean, as with any sort of, for lack of a better word, battle, I think there's always, it's always worthwhile to approach it at many levels. So while we're chipping away, and I think you can continue to chip away at that particular big meal that's happening over there and try to find our places at the table, because I think there's value. And it's not even just value for us to be at the table for ourselves, but value for the people who are already there to gain something, not even just monetarily, but literally gain what you gain from making connections with people. It is also very important, I think, for us to build our own empires, or rebuild our empires, or reclaim our empires, whatever the proper word is there. Because there's no reason why we shouldn't be running the shows. No. There's no reason why we shouldn't be behind the camera, in front of the camera. Clearly it makes money because the people, I mean, when they need it to, they can. So there's value there, and we should definitely be the ones in control of that.
Well, we're also obviously in the middle of like not just a pandemic, but a racial war, and some of these changes are being implemented because of the movement. Do you think that these changes are going to stay and not die out, or is this something that, you know what, we're going to change this right now because Black folks and people of color are making an uproar, and let's do these changes, but they're going to forget about it in another year or so. It'll be on to something else.
It's really on us, because I feel like we have to continue to do the work, you know, or if we don't, then it will just die out. Yeah. I believe that. I feel like now more than ever, people are really like tired.
Straight up.
Folks are tired, and you know, I'm seeing it more. I'm proud of the younger generation that's stepping up and not giving up the good fight, you know, but folks is tired. I'm tired.
Yes.
There's a really good book out. It's old, but it's called The Color of Law.
Mm.
And
I gotta write that one down.
Yeah, it really kind of, we didn't get here overnight.
Right.
And so for me, I feel the premise of that book has a lot to do with the system, and even the theatrical system, you know, the entertainment system is set up. We are systematically segregated. And no one's, well, I'm asking the question. I'm not going to say what anybody else is doing, but I'm asking the question, why do I or you or anyone of color, whether they're white, Black, or in between, why do we have to march down a street saying a human being matters, a skin color matters? Why are we not asking that question? Why is it even up for debate? How did backdoor slavery get in to our financial class system? It's classism, racism, all of it. And you don't come out of the womb a racist. The system is racist, in my opinion. And the education's been so dumbed down that, for the last 5 decades. People just don't understand. It's like a derelict mentality. And so with that said, I'll pipe it down, but I want to get to the root of this stuff, because it needs to stop. It needs to stop. It isn't about, this is my pie and this is your pie. We're here together. We actually don't exist without each other. So it just, the system needs to be changed, and no one's talking about that, our leaders, and we need someone to lead. Okay. Thanks for listening.
I love it. I mean, because and it's all truth. I mean, and I think so much of this stemmed from obviously miseducation, people not being educated, and hate and fear, which is turned to hate. To me, there's
terrified. People are
terrified right now. Karens and Kens, listen, they are like, don't bring a camera around them.
Acting out. It's crazy.
But it's crazy that it's still 2020 and we have what just happened to the young man in Indiana who last weekend, 4th of July, was about to get lynched by a clan of white people.
Oh my God,
And the hate in that video and the fear in that video, this is 2020. You would have thought that was 1968 or 58, but I also am hopeful that what we're dealing with all of this, it's almost like it's making the pot hit so hot that like it's going to force the pot to cool down, and get back to our normal temperature, So with stuff that you guys are doing to bring it back to you, all the developments and creativeness of the show and what you're bringing for producers and writers and actors and people of color, I applaud you guys. Congratulations for the show. What can fans expect for the entire season, like if they're new to everything?
Oh, wow. Well, obviously we need people to tune in. You need to tune in. You got to watch it. Cause yes, we are putting our love, our sweat, our tears, our energy, in this piece because we love it, but also because we love to be able to share it with all of you. So when you tune in, you're going to see 3 beautiful, gorgeous, fabulous, intelligent women taking Hollywood by storm and standing up for what they believe in, and trying to find, like Siena said, trying to find relationships, trying to get some love, trying to raise kids, trying to
deal with the bullshit of Hollywood,
Yes.
Even being a Black actress, you know what I mean? So, and supporting each other in friendship and still having disagreements, but still loving each other through those disagreements.
Yes.
And you'll see each one of our individual personalities and how we still respect one another, but we stand kind of firm in what we like and what we believe in. And it's really awesome. It really is dope. I was just thinking about it. I'm like, man, I need to watch the show again.
And we have an amazing supporting cast, not to forget all of them.
God,
okay.
So
Ella Joyce.
Ella Joyce.
Yes.
Willard Pugh.
Pugh.
We got our white boys who are fabulous. Peter Mayer, Jeffrey Johnson, Charlie Kuntz, it is, we really amassed an amazing group of people who really enjoy each other, really love each other. And it all shows. You can see it in every detail, from the costumes to the hair, to the quality of the relationships that sort of come to life on screen. It's a great group of people.
And the nice thing about it too, it's like, yes, it's a comedy, but it's not like boom, boom, laugh track. Do you know what I mean? It's based in reality. It's like these characters are just living out loud, and it's funny and it's vulnerable and it can be sad. And I mean, there's a scene where, Linara is with her daughter, and it's just, it's pretty heartwarming.
And she's my actual daughter too.
Yes, she's so cute. Yeah. There's a story behind that, but we ain't got enough time. No.
Yeah.
Get some credit. Yes.
So, yeah.
Oh shit. Yeah. Shoot. Sorry. That's how.
Okay, girl.
But I feel like anyone that watches the show can fit somewhere when they watch it, because it's that relatable. So, yeah. It's going to leave you wanting more. You're going to want more episodes. I know that I do every time that I've watched it. But yeah, it's a really awesome show. Yeah. I'm glad to be a part of it.
Me too.
Me too.
Aww.
I miss seeing you girls.
Virtual hug. Virtual hug.
All that love.
Virtual hug. Where can fans find you on social media if they want to know more about what you're doing and anything in your life that's happening, all that kind of fun stuff?
For me, it's Apryl, Apryl Jones, and that's on all platforms. Yeah, YouTube channel, Apryl Jones. I think that's it.
I'm at Linara Washington, Linara Washington on Instagram, at Linara on Twitter, and Linara Washington on Facebook. I haven't tried TikTok yet. I'm old. For all that. But and then if you, Siena, go ahead, and then I'll give the plug.
Okay, so it's just my full name, Siena Goines, SIENA GOINES, on all platforms. Woo!
Yes.
Begrudgingly do it because I'm really shy. I know it doesn't seem like it, but I am. I'm like, what? I gotta put something on here. I gotta
share my life. Yeah.
I just want to go to work and like come home. I don't want to be on that.
Yeah.
But I'm supposed to do it.
I know.
But and if you want to see the show, people, you can find us on Apple TV. You can find us at Roku, Fire Stick, and UrbanFlixTV.com if you want to stream it off your computer.
$4.99 a month.
$4.99 a month. What? And the first 7 days are free.
Yes, we love free trials.
There's a free trial for a week, right?
Yeah. And there's a lot of great other programming too. You know, definitely watch us first, but then stay around and check out all the other stuff. Great movies. We have several other great original Urban Flick shows. So.
And we have 6 episodes, and they're all pretty short. So
they're like a half hour. Nice little. Get it.
Get in and get out. You know.
Get in and get out.
Binge watch worthy.
Fresh worthy.
Yes. And you get to look at the 3 beautiful women, for 6 episodes.
That's a plus.
It is.
Definitely a plus.
I won't make a comment for the other thing you said, but it's all a plus.
That was really nerve-wracking, by the way.
Girl.
Took a lot out of me, guys. It took a lot out of me.
I think I have allergies all of a sudden. I better get going.
Oh.
gotta sneeze again. I don't know what's happening. Woo! Good thing I'm not out in public. People are like, get away from me.
Yeah, that's true. They're like,
That's true. Everybody's scared to sneeze nowadays. That's where we at. That's where we're at.
It is.
Crazy times.
Well, Courtney, I'll go first. You can find me at Derrial Christon on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. And if you're watching tomorrow morning, watch me on ET Canada Live because I'll be co-hosting your show.
Yes.
So it's at 9:30 PST time, 9:30 to 10:30. So check me out.
Yes.
Court.
Check Derrial out and check me out all over social media at Stuart Starlet and follow our page for the show. We are _the trend because we just started it. So we need to make sure we get our followers up. So holla at us.
Yes.
Okay.
Literally just started, right? Literally.
Yes. Thank you guys so much. It was so good to meet you and talk about your show and everything.
Congratulations. And when we finally get out of this COVID, we'll have you in studio and do some fun stuff.
Nice.
Oh, we'd love that. Thank you.
For sure.
Okay.
Season 2. Bye.
Bye, y'all. Virtual hugs.
Thank you.
Yes.
On behalf of our BHL staff, we would like to thank you for tuning in to Black Hollywood Live, the world's first digital broadcast network devoted entirely to urban entertainment and pop culture. Check out our Black Hollywood Live YouTube page for even more great programming and amazing content. And be sure to subscribe and like our channel when you do. I'm your BHL host, Nakia Monet, and you can find me on all social media at Kiki Boom Boom or at Black Hollywood Live. Black Hollywood Live, Hollywood redefined.